Hi guys, this is our podcast about the representation of females in Wonder Woman. I'm Josh.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Lucy.
The topic today is Wonder Woman, and we're going to be talking about the representation of females in this film. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Wonder Woman? Is it a feminist film?
Well, I definitely think it has a strong female lead. Well, the Wonder Woman character is pretty good. I don't know what everyone else's thoughts on the subject are.
Well, I think the main character is a strong character as well, but the lack of female characters when she leaves her home island is reduced ridiculously. There's only Poison, which is the scientist person, and Steve Trevor's secretary.
So when the war was happening, you'd only expect to see men on the battleground. The women were at home supporting the British economy.
I feel like that makes it more important that there was a female protagonist, because you wouldn't have seen the women on the war grounds.
That's why it's such a big deal that the men see a woman on the battleground.
Yeah, but James Cameron, the director of Terminator, thinks otherwise, that Wonder Woman is a good film for females. He thinks Wonder Woman is a step back for women in general and in the media industry.
A quote from James Cameron.
James Cameron said in a quote, "All of the self-congratulatory back-patting Hollywood's been doing over Wonder Woman has been so misguided. She's an objectified icon, and it's just male Hollywood doing the same old thing. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but to me it's a step backwards. Sarah Connor was not a beauty icon. She was strong, she was troubled, she was a terrible mother, and she earned the respect of the audience through pure grit. And to me, the benefit of characters like Sarah is so obvious. I mean, half the audience is female."
What James Cameron said has relevant parts and irrelevant parts. For example, Sarah Connor is a normal human being in the film, while Wonder Woman is a daughter of a god. So you've got to make that comparison. But looking at the obstacles they have to overcome in the film, Wonder Woman doesn't have that much help. I mean, Steve Trevor does show her way around, but Wonder Woman does have to do pretty much all the fighting, while Sarah Connor throughout the film is being escorted by the male lead. And overall, both are strong female characters, but Wonder Woman is devoted around the female lead, while Terminator is not. So it is not a fair comparison of two films.
Patty Jenkins, the first female director of a female superhero movie, Wonder Woman, said in reply,
James Cameron's inability to understand what Wonder Woman is, or stands for, to women all over the world is unsurprising, as though he is a great filmmaker, he is not a woman. Strong women are great. His praise of my film Monster and our portrayal of a strong yet damaged woman was so appreciated. But if women have to always be hard, tough and troubled to be strong, and we aren't free to be multidimensional or celebrate an icon of women everywhere because she is attractive and loving, then we haven't come very far, have we? I believe women can and should be everything, just like male lead characters should be. There is no right and wrong kind of powerful woman, and the massive female audience who made the film a hit it is can surely choose and judge their own icons of progress.
Taken away from what the filmmakers said, what do you guys think about when Diana tells the viewers and Steve Trevor that she is sculpted from clay? Does that give young viewers a false image to look up to? And do you need to get sculpted to look beautiful?
Yeah, I think it does give a false image. As a young child, if they watch this film, a warrior is not going to be a perfect image of a woman, or what we have in our minds, the perfect image of a woman. In reality, you're probably just going to have a woman fighting war. She'll probably have cuts on her arms, messy hair, or something like that. I think it's just a false image.
Especially when she's in the trenches, like everyone else is incredibly dirty, and she's all gone all there with mascara. She's perfectly made up. She goes over the ladder, stands in the sunlight. Yeah, that's not.
The fact that she never gets dirty, or you never see her get dirty in the film. She's always perfect, clean, like makeup's good. She's never like got mud on her. Yeah.
Never looks like she's got any flaws or damaged, is probably a good analogy from this.
There's already so much pressure for young women and men to look a certain way in the media. And I just think it doesn't really help with that either. Our next topic is whether Steve and Diana's relationship is realistic. Let's hear our thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good relationship. They've spent quite a lot of time together and they've overcome quite a lot of stuff. What's everyone else's thoughts on that?
I think the characters are like they work together, Diana's and Steve's relationship, and it's also because the characters are well written for the actors and actresses to work with, and that allows Steve and Diana to have the thoughtful conversations, and that allows them to talk about war, like love, and go through these ups and downs in the film just because of how the writer's written the character development. That makes the characters better, if you guys get me.
I feel that Diana and Steve, their time together is going to turn into a relationship. This is due to them just being together the whole time, them going to places, them meeting new people, them gaining experiences together. This is going to create a relationship in its own.
I think that even though Diana is with Steve, it doesn't make her any less of a strong woman. She's just as strong with Steve as she is without him.
Diana is still pretty strong without Steve. However, Steve throughout the movie still believes, well, I think he still believes his missions is more important than Diana's, because throughout the movie, even at the beginning, Steve wanted to go to England to give that book to his captain or whatever it was called, and then wanted to go to the war for him and stop it because of what he wanted to do, not what Diana wanted to do.
Well, Diana basically said that there was a god of war influencing mankind to fight each other. Considering they've just met, I think I'd go with Steve's decision rather than Diana's if I'd be in the same decision.
The only reason he didn't agree, or like he didn't think her quest was as important as his, is because she was talking about a god. Back in those days, he probably didn't believe in.
Right, in these
god.
days, I don't think anyone, if you walked up to someone in the middle of the mall and just said, "Hey, we gotta hunt down this god of war. Are you up for it? Yeah. Okay, let's go."
Yeah, but then it also can relate to that there's still a male dominance in the movie as well, that Steve is like telling Diana what to do, if that makes sense. Like at the beginning of the movie, Diana follows Steve and does what Steve wants.
Through London, Steve makes Diana get changed from her warrior gear, her sort of open body as such gear. I don't know why I said that. And he makes her get changed into sort of London look. Yeah.
I don't think, but in World War One there hasn't even been suffragettes yet, so the women didn't even have the vote. So the opposite sexes aren't equal in that time at all. So, respective to the era, it's somewhat, she relies heavily on Steve, but she's also been trapped on Themyscira where everything's been handed to her, so she has no idea what to do in this new environment. Shall we take something from that, or?
Yeah, but doesn't that show a bad representation of females in the movie though? From
But they've
Diana's
also
point of
got to keep to the story. So she's come from Themyscira. She hasn't had any Google or internet about what is in the world.
It's
Wasn't
not so
even back
much
in the day,
Steve being
so-
dominant, it's just Steve helping her out. She doesn't know where she is. He's not being controlling or anything. He's just helping her
And
out.
Wonder Woman, she's badass. She jumps into a town and basically takes it all by herself. She lifts up a tank and throws it at a building. I'm pretty sure they're equal on that regard, aren't they?
No, yeah, no, I pretty agree with that. Diana's like bloody badass and everything, and she's awesome in the whole movie, and she's a good representation in like women power. But then having the lack of female characters as well is a bit off as well.
Yeah, perhaps, but I think it's overruled by how strong the lead is, considering the whole movie's about her.
Our final thoughts on the representation of females in Wonder Woman is
I'd say good and bad. There's pros. For example, there's a really strong female lead, but there's a lack of female characters.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think it's a mix of good and bad representation throughout the whole movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I
as well.
agree. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Cool.
thanks guys for listening.